Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. And double honors unto the apostles and elders of JMS Great Millstone. And a sincere Shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And I want to play this video right here that I was sent from my brother, man. It says, Jamie Dimon says we need to be buying bullets, not Bitcoin. Hey, so all this does is let you know in what time of prophecy we're in, man. You know, here it is. Jake is still completely in folly. Salaki, and not paying attention to the times. Meanwhile, E is gearing up for war, man. And it's on both a macro and micro level. You know, in terms of, geopolitically, tensions are rising. But also within your country, your tensions are rising, man. You know, the scripture says in the book of Isaiah 19, matter of fact, I'm going to grab that first. It's Isaiah 19 and 2. And I'll set the Egyptians, and I'll set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. Right? So the Lord is going to cause that spirit of dissension. And that, as the scriptures say, the love of many shall wax cold. Well, that spirit is ramping up here in Babylon. Every day, there's articles and notifications on how family members are offing themselves, man. Offing each other. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And that's what we're seeing, right? We're seeing that hopelessness of the American people, come to fruition. It says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards, right? And ultimately, you people, they are seeking towards, various forms of witchcraft in order to get the answers that you believe will help you. When, in all honesty, you doing that is just digging a hole upon yourself, man. Because ultimately, if you're not in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, then guess what? You're doomed unto destruction. More importantly, if you're not of the elect of Yahweh Shem Shai, of the 144,000, which consists of men, 12,000 out of each of the 12 tribes, and the 1/3, then you're numbered, you're marked for destruction, right? But he said, they need to stockpile on rare earth metals, bullets, bombs, which is all symbolizing of what? Of war, of evil, of pestilence, man, right? Because the scripture tells us this in the book of Isaiah as well. So that's on a micro level in terms of, the people in each country, especially America, they're going to fight against each other, right? The scriptures tell us about how man shall desire to go into, their neighbor's house for the lack of bread and destroy it, right? There's Isaiah 13 and verse 4. And it reads, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. And when you go into this word mustereth, right, this is the word mustereth. It's H6485. It says to muster, to reckon, visit, punish, appoint, to be visited upon, to call up, to set over, right? So ultimately, Yahweh Shem Shai is making, the war spirit ramp up in this place, and not only in America but globally, man. Right? When we go into the book of Isaiah as well, again, right? This Isaiah 9 and 5. It's like that's Jeremiah. I think Isaiah 9. There we go. This Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And all these precepts are speaking about war, man. Internal and external, man. And it's something that you can't run from. He knows that his time is short. That's what the scripture says. What it says in the book of Revelation, man. He knoweth that he hath but a short time. Meaning what? He's going to do everything in his power to try to get to his as he has like Agenda 2030, in order to meet these marks of where he sees himself. But ultimately, Yahweh Shem Shai isn't going to allow him to do that, fully set forth that enterprise. But nevertheless, troubles will be upon the earth, man. Right? Let's go into the book of Matthew. Right? It's Matthew 24:6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And it's the spirit, because I have this article right here. Not this one. Here it is. Right? And it says, Iran is actively preparing for Israeli and U.S. strikes. Continues to build up air defense systems. Amid escalating tensions in the Middle East, Iran is intensifying efforts to strengthen its air defense systems, anticipating potential military strikes from Israel and the U.S. Iran has significantly increased investments in its air defense infrastructure, driven by concerns over the collapse of ongoing nuclear negotiations as the possibility of retaliatory attacks. Now, the thing about Iran as well, they just increased their uranium-235 percentage or production percentage to around like 60-70%. Now, when you dive deeper into the percentage of uranium-235 production, that specific isotope, when it's broken down, turns into a gas, right? And in that gas, that uranium gas, I believe it's UF6 would be its chemical composition, right? So what happens is through nuclear fission, basically the atoms colliding within that pure uranium isotope, it creates that nuclear explosion. And they categorize how capable a country is by its percentage capability. So they say 90% is basically full nuclear program completion, basically. But in getting up to 90%, that's not the hardest part. The hardest part is getting from 0 to like 50, 0 to 60, because you're taking that pure element and you're breaking it down through all those different chemical processes, right? So the 60 to 90 can be a sped up process due to the fact that they're already hit a millstone in converting it from its base form, right? So this just goes to show you that war is imminent, man. And ultimately, all Yahweh Shem Shai has to bring forth is one more, crisis. And he can allow Esau to do as he says, no crisis goes to waste. He can allow Esau to do a false FLAG, or it could be a grid shutdown. We already know the engineering famine is here. The dollar is crashing. So all of these different factors are going to play a role in the destruction of this place, man. Right? And it's going to lead into that last fireworks show, which is America, Babylon the Great, being the lake of fire, man, the second death. Right? Now, I want to grab this in the book of Second Esdras, right? Because we know that the birth pains must come before all hell, right? This is that's not supposed to go so right. It's supposed to be Second Esdras 16 and 38. Here we go. This Second Esdras 16 and 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Right? So we know famine, pestilence, race riots, apparitions, newly created creatures. All of these scourges for amendment that Yahweh Shem Shai gonna bring. Hey, and I'm gonna go back to the video. Right, of Jamie Dimon saying that Basically, everything that he mentioned was in terms of war, man. Right? Everything he mentioned was speaking about the bad times. Something that all you people, are going to have to come to the reality of. See, America has the normalcy bias spirit. Basically, it's a spirit of nothing bad can happen to me until it does. But what Yahweh Shem Shai has, he has us on the highways and hedges warning you and telling you to your face, hey, that all this is going to happen in your lifetime, man. See, everybody is gearing up and putting that war mentality, to the forefront of their mind, except Americans, right? And that's speaking of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's speaking of you Edomites in America, even though E, is more in that hell is coming mindset than Jake, but that's speaking for all nations that are dwelling here. None of you will be ready for what Yahweh Shem Shai is bringing, man. None. Hey, Lord willing, and that's why Yahweh Shem Shai is preparing our minds for it. Because you can roll with a punch more when you see it coming, right? If it's something that just hits you out of nowhere, you're gonna get knocked out, right? And in the spirit, that's why you should be preparing and prepping. Not no physical. It's spiritually prepping, man. The scripture in Isaiah 33:6 tells us, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai is his treasure." And that word going into Amawan, which means what? Faith, right? So this is the point, man. Matter of fact, let's grab this. Because scriptures also talk about, in the book of Isaiah, the 24th chapter, how the Lord is going to take away that mirth from Babylon. But I want to grab this here. Ecclesiastes 7:2. It's better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men. Hey, we're in solemn times, man. Right? This is not a time to be partying. Get your spirit right. Make sure that you're locking in on what how the spirit is moving, man. There's a lot of food on the table, and you want to make sure that you're eating it, right? Digesting it properly. It says, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth, right? And your top government officials know, hey, that it's nothing good coming. It's all about to be war and drastic. It's about to be extreme measures. That glorious lifestyle of bread and circus, fullness of bread, that you people have been in for so long. Hey, the Lord is about to strip all of that. So here it is. He's telling you, hey, you should be prepping for war. So how much more in the spirit, man? Matter of fact, it's Habakkuk 2. Right? All right, this Habakkuk 2:3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." Right? And when we go into the book of Ezekiel, the 16th chapter, or Ezekiel 12, Salakia, it speaks about how Jake always puts off the day, right? But the Lord is going to bring it right to you. This is Ezekiel 12, and I'm going to start here at 22. "Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days prolongeth and every vision faileth? Tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease. It's only a matter of time, man. And they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision." Right? So all that the prophet seen of small and great being destroyed, the death angels not sparing, as according to the book of Ezekiel 9:4, except those that have the Thawa, which is the mark of exemption, right? Of seeing people die in the famine, right? Of seeing race riots, of seeing robots, bringing forth judgment unto people, drones, pestilence destroying people. This is all about to come real soon, man. Right? It says, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision, for there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am the Lord, Yahweh, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it. Right? Saith Yahweh. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of the times that are far off. Therefore say unto them, Thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. So that's the point, man. Hey, and everybody sees it except Jake. So when all hell breaks loose, hey, they're going to be caught in the thick of it, man. And we warned you, you know. You took it for a game, and you scoffed, you scorned. Hey, but we'll see how it ends in the end, man. Right? But we told you, man. So that's the point. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKwadash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. And a sincere shalom unto all you Akim bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.